if you learn in the university how to build building, there is not really much learning after that. Like you finished, you know how to build the stuff you want to build. But in AI, it's the opposite. You can't stop learning. If you stop learning, you just become useless. If you think about like socialist, like semi-socialist place, you think, okay, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. But if you look at the median wage in the US, it's like 2 times what we want. A lot of people think you can print money, for example, and make everybody rich, but it's much more like physics. So it's laws of nature. Knowledge is the power. It's a lot of power. If you know how to use it, if you know how to push the things to the right place, understand what the right choices are, you don't need to be some smartest and figure out all of the things. By yourself, you can listen to others that you trust. It's better than the government, I think. Things are going to change that quickly. The Bitcoin, I think, and crypto, and AI, and everything showed different than this. But they don't listen to this argument because they are.
All right. Welcome to the Freedom Culture here at the Freedom Culture. I'd like to discuss current events in the financial sector, this new digital economy, and also breaking down blockchain technology in the most understandable terms possible. And here, I got my special guest, Amit, in the building.
Very special
Good with you, bro.
Cool, man. Of course.
Nice. So, Amit, I got my man Amit. He's on here from Israel, live from Israel. You know, alive in Israel.
Alive and live.
Right. But you know, just gonna ask a few questions about your position in at what you do for work, and also your thoughts on the current cryptocurrency market and how things are over there on your side of the world.
For sure. So yeah, my name is Amit. I'm an algorithm engineer in a robotics company, like a small startup.
Okay.
Specialize in AI, deep learning stuff. Like like more ChatGPT kind of stuff, and not all the old stuff, more traditional stuff. Yeah, I'm from Israel, which is very much on the map right now in the news. Not in a bad way, not in a good way, but
okay.
Yeah. So
You're
shoot up.
the world right now. You know what I'm saying? So the position is called algorithmic programmer.
No, the position is a very like basic position. Have a lot of leader sectors in it. It's called algorithms engineer, like
algorithm
algorithm, like engineer of algorithms. For example, like if you have a problems, I'm engineering what the solution algorithm for it. But I'm more specified in like I'm more knowledgeable at the more deep learning kind of so I work with a lot of like doctors and professors from that know more the traditional stuff, and I give them the extra angle about how to do it more more with more recent technologies.
Okay. So is there like some AI available for doctors that you're making, like a ChatGPT for them or something?
I work with like I have another algorithms engineer that work with me. That they are doctors. They are older than me. They did the doctorate in this stuff, and they more knowledgeable about the more traditional ways. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
You're only how old again?
I'm 21.
21 years old. And how did you get to be an algorithmic engineer at 21 years old?
Yeah, so I think it's very cool story. Like I think it's a very weird one. I started programming stuff like bots and this kind of stuff from 14 years old, when I was 14, 15. And then my brother, which is older than me 4 years, showed me like some cool AI stuff, like some basic stuff, recognizing numbers, images.
Nice.
Recognize the letter A from an image of A. And I was blown away. I couldn't believe our computer know this. Like, man, it's crazy. So I started learning all this stuff like from zero. Really, I didn't care about high school. I didn't care about anything. Like I just was 100% in this kind of stuff.
Mm-mm.
And when I was 18 in Israel, you have to do a military.
You have to,
But
when you're 18, straight from high school, you have to go to the military.
yeah,
Okay.
just straight, like day after. There is no, yeah. It's like sometimes it's like even they want you to go before, so you need to push them. You need
Damn.
to call them. Yeah. It's yeah. You need to call them. They have a lot of it's huge bureaucracy with a lot of mistakes. They don't know you really. So yeah. So basically, everybody does military service. I did a program called Atuda, which
Okay.
you delay your military service after you finish university. So you
Okay.
do the degree, and then your military service is like in what you learned.
Okay.
So I started learning in the university,
Mhm.
and I found out very quickly that they are as bad as the high school. They are
Oh,
very old-fashioned,
yeah.
very slow. A lot of the professor didn't know things that I knew, which
Mhm.
was much like it was very weird for me to ask
Mhm.
a professor question, and
Right.
he was, I don't know this subject, like I don't. It
Old
was
fashioned. Right.
yeah, very
Mhm.
specific for what he does, but he doesn't know that what he does continued above the 2000.
Right. Right.
This yeah. And they actually had like real like they didn't know like huge subject. Like they had
Mhm.
errors in there. So
Uh,
I very quickly I just understood that this is not a path for me. So in the third year I quit, like I drop
okay.
out,
Mhm.
and I was pretty shocked. Like I need to know serve in the military and stuff. So I was like, until I serve in the military, I need to find myself a little bit. So I
Okay.
started calling some. I found a commercial for like, if you are smart and you are young, come to us. We find you a job. I was like, I think I'm smart. I'm pretty young. I was 20.
Uh,
Let's see what they have. So I did an interview there, and they
mhm.
were pretty shocked. And
Mhm.
they found me
Was
like
he
I
shocked? It was like, oh,
yeah
he's
they were I have a specific skills that no not a lot of guys like most of the time people in my age are very good programmers like simple programs like they are very good JavaScript, they're very good at building a HTML website and stuff,
okay.
but they don't know like research AI. So it was very, and I was found in my this company I work right now like ping pong, like exactly what I wanted to do.
Uh,
So yeah. So right now I work there for a year and I think a week, and
again.
yeah, on the dot. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. So research and AI, what does that consist of? Like what are you doing day in the life as a research AI,
Yeah.
as an AI research?
So AI is a sector very much different than others. Like
Mhm.
for example, if you learn in the university how to build building, there
Mhm.
is not really much learning after that. Like you finished, you
Mhm.
know how to build the stuff you want to build. But
Mhm.
in AI, it's the opposite. You can't stop learning. If you stop learning,
Mhm.
you just become a useless guy who going to do
Right.
me something they done a
Right.
long time. So my day at work, I am starting by just reading a lot, like seeing what is the news, what is the news in AI, what AI papers come, what can I combine in my stuff that I do right now in the job, things like that. After I figure out, okay, what is my plan? I see this paper that I might combine with my what I'm doing or searching a new method. I'm starting some programming like it's not really programming like you think it is. It's not really like building a website. You don't see it program like the evolution of it. It's just like you train a model, you learn about it, you try to improve it. There are a lot of like research kind of stuff like subjects. You can research the safety of AI. You can research like how can I make ChatGPT not to slur. This is one type of research. My research is more like improving. Like, for example, how to make. I work at robotics. I work more in the computer vision sector. So it's like I have a factory and I want the AI to recognize the iPhone with a small amount of picture, like to
Okay.
understand. So this is what I research. Like
Mm.
improving the model to understand much faster the object. For example, like it's more about the improving it and less about researching how it works
Right,
or
right.
something
Just
like
it's just about improving, advancing. That's
that.
it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
as a AI researcher, you know some stuff on AI. You know, you
Yeah, I think so. Maybe they need to fire me if I say no. No, no.
um, so first, before we get there, I want to emphasize the importance of staying keeping up with learning because you're 21 at a very high end job. To the audience, we just actually before this call we just did a little look up on how much salary he would be making if he was in the US, you know.
When you said I'm not there, I'm here. But
If he was not, if he was here, he'll be somewhere, not even on here.
it's tenfold what I earn right now, like in Israel. Here it's much more if we split, like do a little tour up in the economic side.
uh,
Here where a lot of the prices here are much higher than you guys. Like
mm,
the living cost here, the taxes here, like they are much higher. Even in New York, like the living cost here are higher.
mm.
Like
Well, your job over here would be close to $130,000 a year. And the medium average income here in New York is 60,000. So that's medium. So the cost of living has to be, yeah, I think you'll be pretty all right, even in New York. You
I
know?
think it's something that not a lot of people know, which I think is very important. People who don't live here, who don't see that your median number. If you think about like a socialist, like semi-socialist place, you think, okay, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
Mhm.
But if you look at the median wage in the US, it's like 2 times what we are. Like the median, not the richest. So this thing about like
Mhm.
it's really not as simple as you guys might think. And
The way
yeah,
I go about it is like, how much are you pocketing? How much are you taking home? To be honest, I don't even know too many people that's making 60 grand a year off of a straight 80-hour job. That's like 5 grand a month. You'll need probably more than one job for sure out here. For
it's hard.
and to
Yeah,
my point is, you're in that position because you took on something that's non-traditional in a sense. You took on something that's emerging market. They don't have textbooks and all this stuff for that yet. So that makes your position high demand, and the medium, everybody else, they're in a traditional market, the traditional way of thinking and all that. And like we was just discussing, like it's kind of like important to regulate where you stand in a traditional sense because you know I respect tradition, but it's not getting us paid, especially how rampant things is getting.
changing of like laws by politicians, for example, the minimum wage law,
Mhm,
making making the companies a lot more incentives to get rid of
mhm,
those guys, like more the traditional guys. So it
mhm.
makes it even more difficult because they have incentive to get rid of this traditional worker, which right now costs $10 more because of. So
Mhm.
yeah, more and more politicians will touch those stuff,
Yeah,
which
'cause
is
when you think about it, as a business owner perspective, less employees is less expensive, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So at your job, you actually work on models that helps them with
Yeah,
the riddance of employee
yeah,
problems.
it's something that my friends make fun of me that you're taking our jobs, but it might make a lot of your of the people watching it little angry, but the the job went from the USA to China had a lot of problems in employment and stuff. But the prices have get down so much. The living quality of everybody went so high because it's so much easier to create. So I think you need to look at it in both ways. Like the invention of the car took a lot of people work, but
Mhm.
because of the car, the making of stuff is a lot less energy cost. If you talk about economics, it's a lot of people think you can print money, for example, and it make everybody rich, but
Mhm.
it's much more like physics, like it's laws of nature
Yeah,
that make stuff work. Yeah.
energy never destroys, it just changes form type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see that. However, I'm coming from a negative. He's good cop, I'm bad cop.
Yeah, I'm always a good cop. There aren't as much good cops in the world.
Right.
There are not many.
Gotta
So
be.
I'm one of them.
So I feel like yeah, those cars was invented and it made life easier and other jobs was produced. However, a lot of jobs was lost because they wanted to hold on to their horses. They wanted to hold their horses.
Yeah, and everything we experience now happened. Like there
Mhm.
were lobbyists who wanted to cancel that. Everything like happened. It's not. People think we are living in like new worlds,
No.
and we are.
Mhm.
But a lot of things, if you look back, it was exactly the same. Like there were lobbyists who wanted to cancel the car. There were everything. You know,
Mhm.
I think that.
Excuse my interruption, but I'd like to ask if you are enjoying our content. And if you are, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because here at the Freedom Culture, we are just two guys trying to break free from the 9-to-5 grind. And as we do this, we are learning and mastering the world of financial literacy and trying to bring you along with us. As well as stay on top of the latest technological trends that will shape what will be known as the fourth industrial revolution. So go ahead and join our Telegram group if you'd like to get notified for our technical analysis alerts, or even ask for your help in your journey on hacking the matrix. You see, you and your loved ones deserve and can have a better tomorrow. The invite is in the description and pinned comment below. And also, I'd like to give you a special thank you for being a part of our culture. And now, back to our program.
So, it's important to embrace change and not fall into the mundane, what you're taught and what you're programming. Because even the older guys that, they kind of look lost in the sauce right now. Like, you're in a position because you embrace the different changes and, you took on that initiative. It was a risk. It's something very unknown. I'm sure your parents didn't teach you about it until you go to school to be an AI tech. Imagine if you didn't go to the AI stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you did to something more traditional and more popular.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be struggling to keep up with inflation and keep up with all the other problems that most of
Exactly.
the world is in today.
Yeah. And if we are looking, your channel is crypto and stuff. I
Mhm.
think it's very much like this.
Mhm.
If you guys, I'm a Bitcoin guy. Like
Okay.
I don't really trust a lot of the other currency. We can talk about it. I don't know
All right.
as much as you might, but a lot of people talk about like dollars.
Mhm.
We have shekels, and when you save it in your bank account. And the popular thing here is to save it to a bank account and wait to the pension or something. I think that a lot of those guys are going to see the result of the Federal Reserve, which not a lot of people here knows about, but it's not
Mhm.
really care about them if they know or not about the dollar printing and the shekel printing. We have a lot of
Yeah.
printing also.
Mhm.
And if knowledge is power, it's a lot of power. If you know how to use it, if you know how to push the things in the right place,
Mhm.
understand what the right choices are, and you
Mhm.
don't need to be some smartest and figure out all of the things
Mhm.
like by yourself. You can listen to other that you trust. It's
Mhm.
better than the government, I think.
Yeah. My thing is
So
this. if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's most likely a duck, you know, rather than rather than the news anchor telling me it's not a duck. Even though
Yeah,
it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, but the news anchor and the professor and all the suits and ties are telling me it's
yeah,
not a duck, you know?
yeah, yeah. To people who think the
People enjoy social proof. People enjoy,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly, yeah.
people enjoy knowing that everybody else agrees to this one set thing.
Yeah, and
So,
normalcy bias. There are a lot
mhm,
of normalcy bias. They don't think are going to change that quickly. The
mhm,
Bitcoin, I think, and crypto and
mhm.
AI and everything showed differ than
Yeah.
this. But they don't listen to this argument because there are a lot of things that
Mhm,
the government, the
mhm,
people on top make you to do what you say. There are a lot of social pressures. There are a lot of risk taking kind of
mhm.
stuff, which I don't think it's real. I think it's risk to everything is a risk. The
Everything.
dollar is,
Mhm.
if you look at the dollar right now and the money you guys gave us and Ukraine and
Ah,
printed and the debt and all of those stuff, like
you get me every time you say that, bro.
yeah, I'm sorry about it. It just happened, you know. I didn't ask for it. so, so I think people are not rational about their thoughts. You
Right.
see everybody do the same thing, and I saw a tweet in Twitter
Uh-huh.
that talked about the dollar in a like crypto kind of way. Like
Right.
imagine you're investing in something that is 3,000,
Mhm.
32 trillion in debt, and
Yep.
this and this and this and this.
Mhm.
It's a risk. It just is everything. And you need to
Right.
be rational.
My story, for example, coming from finance, when Bitcoin was just coming out and about, everybody around me, and I'm talking like people that has very high paying salaries and MBAs, degrees, and all this stuff is saying that this is a scam. This is a fad. It's all going
Yeah.
away. They removed me because of my views on it, you know? And this is
Yeah.
when Bitcoin was only like 9 grand. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they missed out on that. I knew the development of the world was going towards more digital, and there's going to have to be some type of technology that facilitates these initiatives.
It's just superior regular money for everybody, not
Right.
just for like
Mhm.
it's just more efficient. It's just everything. It's just amazing technology. But
Yeah. Yeah. It's just better. It's faster. What appealed to me was how one thing I don't like is banks. I never liked the bank. You know, and the day as a kid, we was playing cops and robbers. I would play the bank robber. You know, and, I just never, I just like one time I was going to buy a car and I had saved a lot of money into my bank account, right? Working hard, as a kid.
yeah,
And next thing you know, I'm ready to take out the money from my bank and go purchase the car. And the bank told me no, they said, what you taking all this money for? I was like,
and
hold up a minute. Yeah, it
the
was
crazy thing that a lot of people like I think they just don't know it, which is crazy to me that the bank don't have your money.
mm,
Like your money is loaned to someone.
that part.
Is
Mhm.
borrowed, yeah. And
Yeah.
this money is borrowed. They have like a percentage of percentage, and they live in this fantasy that if nobody's take the money very
Mhm.
quick, so we
Mhm.
can do this pyramid scheme to forever.
Mhm.
But it just,
It's,
first of all, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's
it's,
living. If people understood how things work,
yeah.
there will be there will be like a civil war for sure, a revolution for sure. Like the actual stuff, how stuff works, that
Mhm.
money is zeros in a computer, the printing just happened just cause to
Mhm.
give some bankers and some weapons company a lot of money. Even
Mhm.
if people understood how it works, they just flip out like the stuff.
They'll flip out. They'll
Yeah,
flip out. They'll, some people may know and still have faith in the government. Like, yeah, it might seem crazy, but it makes sense to the government, and the government has our best interests, but they're not aware of what happened back in 1930 something when the government make everybody confiscate their gold and
Yeah. A lot of people just forget about. I'm more black pilled in this stuff than you.
word.
I don't think a lot of people who knows about it
Uh,
earn a lot of money because of it.
they-
The weapon companies know this stuff. I don't know if it's 100% of them or something. The incentives are just there. The incentives is just to print more money,
Mhm.
buy more mansions.
I'm coming out with a documentary called The Great Finesse. And this
As a Jew, I love it. I don't know if it's good for YouTube, but the great finesse is something.
yeah, like not the great transfer, not the great wealth transfer, not the great wealth the great reset. This is the great finesse. You know,
Yeah.
now they did
Way
this.
to think about it, I think.
They've been finessing with the money. They've been finessing with the paper currency, and now they're finessing with the switching everything to digital.
Do you scared about the central bank digital
So
currency?
my
Yeah,
whole
it's
channel is based off of awareness of central bank digital currencies, actually.
scary. I am in a place when I think it's just so bad that people
Yeah.
hate it inside of them and it's just not going to work. I think I not COVID and stuff learned me told me a lot of things about
Yeah.
humanity,
Yeah.
but
Same, ditto. Me and you on the same page.
yeah,
That was
and here it was a lot worse than you guys,
Mhm.
but still, it's just so much worse than
Mhm.
than the other stuff. Like for imagine you one day the dollar inflates, like the digital currency inflates in 20% in a month. People are going to stop using. Here we had it. We had an inflation of 1,000%
A
in the
thousand
70s.
percent.
Yeah, 1,000. I have a story that my grandfather, he had how it's called, a loan
Mhm.
for his house,
Mhm.
and it wasn't with the inflation, so it was fixed money.
Okay.
And the price to send him the letter to pay for the loan was higher than the actual payment he had.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he had to go one day to the bank, and by the way, he ate in the in the way there falafel, and
Uh-huh.
he paid for all the loan for his house in
Mhm.
one payment. And he told it was kind of like the falafel.
Okay.
So you understand how crazy stuff happened. And when it happened, people just switched to dollars. They
Mhm.
just it
Mhm.
was so bad that people just couldn't use it. It's just
Right.
unusable. Like what happened in Argentina right now. And
It's happening here too, brother. It's happening here. You know, everything's kind of like revelation because, like, so they're going to price people out so bad, like with hyperinflation and the cost of goods and everything is going to be so expensive, and they're raising taxes on jobs. You know what I'm saying? So people are going to be out of a job. They're going to reduce the ability for you to pay for these things. And then they're going to offer central bank digital currency. So,
yeah, it will always be in a good way. Or they use like a black swan, 9/11 kind of stuff.
yeah.
But if it always be more features, money when you start it always be.
So an example would be I have a Macy's card, and yes, it gives me credit, and they also have like Star Money, and it's like some type of other credit that comes with the credit, and it gave me a time limit that I have to spend that Star Money, and I was like, shit, I better go ahead and use this before I end up, And I was like, yo, this is central bank, this is how it's going to be, you know. They're gonna get airdropped money, airdropped current digital currencies, and they'll have a time limit to spend the money so it could keep the economy flowing. And ultimately, the more I understood it, the more I learned this is their only way. If I was the central bank, I would have to come up with this thing to solve my.
Yeah, but I think it's a game that they already lost. This is my thing.
There you go with the positivity. There you go.
Yeah, I'm the good cop. The good cop probably won't say it. We will be fired like the next day. But yeah, I think they don't understand what is happening, like the decentralization of Bitcoin, of everything. Like I think a lot of cryptos are a shame. Like I don't agree that there are some coins that just they are microcosms of the dollar. Like there is a dude who can print a lot of it and just crash the whole economy.
What if I was to tell you that Bitcoin might be a sham?
Maybe it's I don't know.
Like the cheese.
It's hard for me to say. I am in the positivity kind of
I like
angle.
to entertain you with my theory. I
Yeah.
like to, well, you know, that could be the biggest sham. That could be, yeah.
If it will, I'm I'm very invested.
Not you. Say you wouldn't be the only one.
Yeah. I think the dollar is much more of a shame than Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
I think this we can agree. So
Mhm.
this is a good place to say we are in a kind of agreement in some ways. Good and the bad.
Well, I mean, one thing we both agree with is that this is where the future is going, and for lack of better terms, if you're not a part of it, you're left behind. You know, in many ways.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but you know, it's look like this. It's look like
You would know.
what?
You would know as an AI researcher.
What if it's going to be that way?
Yeah. No,
No.
positivity.
Just try to push the positivity into me. Give me this position.
A rat for me.
No, I'm going to say it's. I don't know the future. The AI isn't in that level. So yeah, I don't know what the future will be, but the incentives of the dollar, of all the central banks, it just we see it live. Like 100 years ago, we have a lot of time experience, like with this kind of stuff.
It's about to we're about to cut out, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have you on here again. I think we kind of left it on a high note. It was getting good. You know, the next time I have you on here, I'm gonna talk more about how Bitcoin is a sham right now.
Yeah, I'm going to listen. Maybe I will prefer to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on with my thoughts on the crypto industry and see what.
Sick of working out of this shithole. I wish XRP would move already. I'm ready, baby, I promise. I'll tell the whole world to leak gas and